All right, so it's now Wednesday. Lake is, well, it's probably only 6 inches now, 8 inches, 6 inches off of being full. So obviously it was empty Friday, so not a bad rate of water exchange and the ability to fill. And the ability to fill the Fensmere Fish Farm main lake is attributed not just to the flow that I get coming in from the river, but also from the two lakes that I have above it. This one, which is obviously our Leney pond, did a bit of work up here, so I've taken a load of the silt out. I left it fallow for pretty much 6 months this year, and I've got a load of silt out and deepened all the margins, hence the earth and silt up the banks, and took all the other trees out. Obviously want to reduce the amount of leaf litter getting in here. Smaller lake, less wind, although it does get good sunshine, it does turn things over pretty quickly. We have these little monk systems in both this lake and the top lake, which just give us the ability to drop it really quickly into the main lake, which I've got the outflow pipe over here. This one's on the up at the moment, so it's not flowing out, but I'll show you the other one in a minute from the top lake, which I've just opened. So this gives us the ability to drop it the height that is. What is it, 1.5 feet, maybe nearly 2 foot. Gives us a great chance to do that quickly. It's full of rocks, this one, which I tried to get rid of with the excavator, but some of them were just so big I couldn't move them. And then we have a pêcherie over here that allows us to, once we've dropped that first top couple of foot off, we can then open this bottom up, put the grid in, put the grate in at the bottom there, and then basically collect anything that comes out of this, which is generally C1s in there, and then we grade on each side. So it's a very easy and very simple system. Obviously, if anything gets through or gets over the top of the grill, if it gets bunged up, it's ending up in the main lake. Not super ideal for biomass, but obviously we're not losing them down a river or anything. All right, so we walk up to the top lake, and the top lake we were going to actually be netting today, but I just had so much to try and get reorganised and sorted that I just didn't have the time to do it. So I left the gate in, and I've just pulled the boards. Well, I pulled the boards a couple of days ago, but I've just pulled the grid from here. So it's now fully evacuating that top section, which I'm then going to leave there like that for a few weeks. And then early new year, we will do the netting and grading of that lake. So that's what we've got coming out the top lake at the moment. Obviously 1.5 acres up there, and I could take over 2 foot of water straight off of it really quickly into the main lake. So again, if there's any oxygen problems and that, I've got this great capacity to move water around this property, which is fantastic. Okay, so here we are up on the top lake, and this is my little monk system up here, where obviously I've just pulled the boards, but got the grill there to stop anything going through. So that's the scene up here. This lake will be getting ready. I've also got to get the excavator in up the top here. I can create another few hundred square meters of water to increase the amount of sun that gets into it next summer, next spring. This lake's a little bit deeper and takes a little bit longer to warm up, and that's being reflected in the growth rates of these smaller fish coming through. So I've got a system whereby I'm going to create some shallower water up there, which will hopefully heat the cold water coming from the spring, which is just above it. I'm actually going to bring the spring water then through black tubing, which I'm going to lay across the surface, hopefully to be heated by the sun and superheat the water that little bit quicker. So it means that this lake will then be the same sort of temperature as the bottom lake, which is normally 2 degrees warmer in the spring, hence the incredible growth rates there. Well, anyway, guys, well, just a quick update again from Fensmere. What we get getting up to. Next netting will be in January, so keep your eyes peeled. Catch you later. Cheers, bye-bye.